All right, Eds. How are we? We are hoping for a Paris Saint-Germain win tonight. We are praying. We are crossing every single toes. Me and Kev and Reds. Was it Le Parisians? Kev, hang on. You're on mute there, bud. Are you on mute?
So we're all PSG, aren't we? We're all PSG, aren't we?
Yeah, of course. Kev, did you watch last night's game? Chat, did you watch last night's game? It was a historic night of European football. Obviously 6-6 on aggregate going into extra time. We'll speak about obviously the Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal game, mate. But just what were your general thoughts on last night's encounter between those two?
It was a great game, but it was also a game of two terrible defences. Dumfries was a bit of a standout for Inter Milan. He was fairly good. But Inter Milan looked tired. At points, Barcelona looked controlled, but a bit leggy. To be honest with you, if the PSG teams that turned up against us in the second leg, the first leg, turns up against any of these teams, they'll wipe the floor with them. Obviously, it was weird. It was a weird game with the PSG game with us because PSG were the better side by a country mile in that leg, and we won it. And in the second game, we were the better side by a country mile, and they won it. And then it went to penalties, and obviously it just became fair. So it was a really fair game, and it would have been a great final if it had gotten to a stage where it was a final, and the less leggy Liverpool were back again, at the time. But look, Barcelona. They had a chance. They went ahead, lost it. It just goes to show you there's no control. There's no control defense system really there in Barcelona. It's just hit and hope that that their passing can control the game and not defend. And Inter Milan was just kind of leggy with slightly bad defensive issues. Yeah,
it was very much a throwback game, one of us, and just like it was a lack of their quality defensively, but yeah, it was refreshing to see, mate. I know it like. If you analyse it back as others do, like when you defensively, structurally, absolutely all over the gaff. But Yamal, one of the best players for the next 10, 15, 20 years if he stays fit. But I don't care. But Barca need to sort their defence out anyway. I know they've got that young centre-half, Kabassi. He's got a bright future anyway, but I think... Yeah, it's they are missing for me a bit of that defensive steel, and it was good, refreshing, especially in a very robotic era of football though.
Yeah.
Kev. Like at the last 10, 20, 15 years, the Pep Guardiola era of football, where like certain teams are probably overcoached to an extent. It's quite rare that you'd see a game of that magnitude. Poor quality defensively, but in terms of the attacking sense, Acerbi breaking into the box, 36 years old, his first Champions League goal. I think it is I don't know if it's in his career, but if it is, then I think it was what a time to score it, really. Yeah,
unbelievable. It's chaos can win the trophy as well as the best team. I mean, at the end of the day, a final is a final. Anybody can win it, but you'd nearly put your money on PSG if they get there. But at the same time, then you've Inter that can play really good spells of football and really good inter passing, if I'm going to say it that way. And outside that, it's good to see a refreshing game like that. It's nice to see it less control. It's nice to see it more chaotic. It's nice to see it where the ball can be turned over at any moment. It's also because we've had such a high standard of football over the last number of years. It's also, you look at it like, okay, this is more like it was more like a Sunday League chaos game than anything else, with some really good elements in between it. So but no, look, it was a great game. I enjoyed it either way. It didn't matter about the highest quality. Then there was some phenomenal passing going on between the teams as well. Those defensive errors were if they both had better defensive sides, those goals would probably be more special. But just because they're so poor defensively, both of them, in such a way, it added and took away from the game at the same time.
Yeah, chat, let us know your thoughts on that game. But obviously the main one this evening, obviously Paris Saint-Germain, who eliminated Liverpool in the previous rounds anyway. We can all agree. And don't buy into this narrative of Arsenal fans on social media of Liverpool being whinging. No, we appreciate quality when we see it. And for me, I for one certainly wouldn't be amiss really seeing this Paris Saint-Germain side, because they've got rid of all the superstars, Kevin. Finally,
Yeah.
obviously Luis Enrique, he's been there for 2 years now. He's really stamped his authority on the team. The first leg was very good from them. Unlucky in the back end of the second half in the first leg. PSG could have easily sneaked a second or third goal in, but obviously Thomas Partey was missing for the first leg. But I do feel coming into this leg, Paris Saint-Germain will showcase their quality. But yeah, Arsenal, it's a last chance saloon really for a trophy. And what are your thoughts for them, and obviously Paris Saint-Germain going into the second leg?
Super pressure on Arsenal, to be honest with you. Mainly Arteta. Are they going to keep looking at the same? It's 5 years, Jack. 5 seasons doing the same thing.
The amount of money they've spent as well.
Lots of money.
Ridiculous.
Lot of money, like. And, people say that somebody put a post there into one of these banter groups the other day saying, Liverpool spent $1 billion in Klopp's era. And I was like, all right, yeah, that's over 9 years. You're talking about City and the likes of these guys and Chelsea and all that, and they're spending, like, Chelsea spent $1 billion in almost 1.5 windows, was it? Just a couple of seasons back. It was like hundreds of million, like nearly 600 million went through in one window, 500 million over the next 2 windows. It was nuts. So you see that's the kind of money that's in football these days. But the fact that I said the same thing at that, yeah, they were talking about 75 million euros or something. Van Dijk. I said, all right, so let's say 62.5 million. Alisson, 62.5 million. You had Fabinho, 50 million. Kate was 50 million. Yeah, they're great. But sure, we also sold Coutinho for 142 million. We also had a deal done with Nike that we finished off with a good deal with Warrior that then became New Balance. That was a good deal, where it was 75 million a year, plus 20% of all Nike sales. I mean, you're talking the bones of 180 million every year minimum. And last year's tally was 196 million or something to Liverpool in total, tax away from that. You're talking Liverpool are pocketing 100 million. So that's every single year over the what was it, the 6 or 7 year period. I know we've got a deal with Adidas coming in with 60 million cash up front a year, no matter what, and 22.5%, which means we could go over the 200 million mark a year in profits, which is nuts. So you got to look at it that way. But these teams, PSG's got a wonderful side. They have to.
It can't be another year of no trophies for Arteta.
Yeah.
But it's a massive devil's advocate really on the flip side tonight. If they do win, it's a massive statement really from their point of view. For me, if they can beat them, I think they potentially could go on and win it. But it would be a final that would be interesting stylistically. Inter Milan, yes, coming into that game last night, hadn't conceded many prior to the Barcelona first and second leg. But these two teams, Arsenal approaching tonight's game, needing to attack Paris Saint-Germain, but I think that's where Paris, even against us on certain transitions as well, really punished us. Should have, in the first leg, finished that encounter easily 2 or 3-0. If it wasn't for Alisson Becker, David Ryan needs a big game. Chat, let us know your score predictions in the comment section below.
I'll call this. I'm not trying to be biased or I'll be fairly unbiased when it comes to this. We were in a very tired period in those games against Paris Saint-Germain as well. I'm just saying if it was maybe 3 weeks earlier, it would have been a different scenario. I think we would have gone on to win it because the chances that we did have in that second game, especially, we should have been 3-4-0 up in the first 20 minutes against them easily in that game. So it all comes down to what way we turn around. I think I call it the fringe teams, are the teams that are unexpected to win this tournament this season are the ones that are left. Yeah.
What minute are you on there, Kev? Or where are you?
I'm not on any minute yet. They're just after
on the halfway line.
Yeah, not yet. It's just Arteta on screen now. They're just going over drinking no water.
Right, I'll pause it on when the attacking line the graphic has come on for the Arsenal team.
The attacking line, okay.
Yeah, so
I'll tell you this.
Attacking graphic gets outlaid on the screen.
It'll be a 30-second difference when they're doing this. So they're down the referees and flipping the coin there now as I speak. They just flipped it.
You'll see the Palace team, and then the Arsenal team should come up. Because they'll go defence, goalie, defence, midfield. Chat, of course. First time tuning into, obviously, Anfield Road TV.
Oh, yeah, we got Arsenal team here now. Just the defence.
Midfield, and then as soon as it comes up the attack, just let us know.
Okay. Now,
Sounds. Yeah, should be.
There we go.
Closer.
There you guys know. So yeah, they just changed now to the actual full screen of the team. Yes, there you go. We're on the same. We're linked up, lads. So anybody in chat, please don't spoil it. We are actually watching the game, so we don't need people in the chat telling us that there's a goal. Because we're watching it.
Chat. He's all good.
It's like, very easy.
Why are you half an hour behind? It's all good. Maybe one.
Because we're trying to talk to you guys about it.
Yeah. There we go. But any Gunners fans, good luck tonight. But I hope. Paris,
no.
I hope Paris do win tonight.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Did you see that banter tifo that was going around on Twitter?
Yeah, I seen it. No, the only reason for that, I wouldn't have minded Arsenal getting involved in doing this. It's just because of how weird the fan base is they're just gone bad, aren't they? In recent years.
You wouldn't think that was a fan base that grew up watching Arteta, do you wish? Arsene Wenger winning trophies and Henry and like that legendary team.
They weren't bad back then. They were grand.
Sound.
They're nuts now. Whatever's going on with them.
I suppose they're giving X accounts to absolutely everyone, really. So
yeah.
But right. Wait 1 sec. So
remember that time they said that if they didn't have any injuries, they would have been winning this league. Yet we were already 9 to 12 points clear when they had a full team, and we were missing Alisson Becker and Kanate and Salah for a couple of games and Sabastli. And remember, Maka was gone. Yeah. I remember that time. It's just, we really have to study. If you're going to talk about football, that's for a whole season. People don't forget what happens in October, just gone. I won't forget what happened 5 Octobers ago. That's the kind I am, you know? So, there's a lot of people like me out there. Arsenal on the attack. Turned it over.
So, Saka needs to actually step up tonight. Big game for him.
The difference with PSG is they notoriously have weirdly poor second legs in comparison to their first legs. They've done it a few times this season and managed to get away with the win.
Oh, good. Do drop a like on the video as well, Reds, and any Le Parisiens in the chat. Good luck tonight. Let's hope Luis Enrique can do the job. But Martinelli's just been fouled there, Kev, by Douay. Well, chat, obviously, we'll go through the starting 11s for both sides. I do apologise. Home side, obviously, Donnarumma, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho, Mendes, Neves, Vitinha, Ruiz, Barcola, Douay, and Kvaratskhelia as well. So, no Ousmane Dembele. Obviously, David Raya, Lewis Skelly, Courier, obviously, William Saliba, Timber, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Martinelli, Merino, and Saka. So, obviously, Paris are shooting from left to right. But, yeah. Luis Enrique, I'm just going to quickly check. Chat is Dembele injured? Or has he picked up an injury? He's on the bench. Oh, yeah, Dembele's on the bench. Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah, they put him on the bench. Was he injured or something? He's been phenomenal for them recently.
Yeah, I think the last couple of weeks. It's not too bad of a substitution anyway. Arsenal off the right hand flank here now. Saka, good tackle by Kvaratskhelia. Oh, he's been intercepted. Timber, ball into the penalty box. Ooh. Oh, what a chance. Kev, should he be hitting the target from there?
Yeah, Declan Rice got up well with the header. He's playing like a Mourinho role, isn't he? Recently, playing kind of more forward, a lot more forward. Yeah, getting into the box an awful lot, Declan Rice.
Yeah, a good yard wide of the left-hand post.
He's won that header, man. He should be getting that on target.
That's a big opportunity that for Arsenal. You can see from the cameraman behind obviously the social media guys with the cameras. They're all Paris fans. We're best too pleased with that. Panicking.
Barcola looks like a good player, but then he kind of drifts out of games as it goes on. That's a great run from Martinelli.
Down the left-hand flank.
He's a good player. I think he's wasted at Arsenal most of the time because Arsenal like to play that. It's like proper little tiki-taka. We do similar, but we kind of open him up a bit more. I think he's more suited to a wider 4-3-3 side. Or a counter-attacking 4-4-2 side.
Yeah. Thomas Partey, long throw. There we go.
It goes into the box.
proper Stoke City. Go ahead, lads.
Oh,
what a save by Donnarumma.
He's done it for him again.
So
he did it for him against us as well.
Yeah.
Rice.
But Declan Rice with 2 opportunities in the opening 5 minutes of this game, on 2 occasions of him being critical, very critical. He should be at least getting one of them on in the back of the net anyway.
He's become pretty much like a carrier for the team lately, hasn't he?
Well, I don't know, like him and
Martinelli's. Well, I don't know about Odegaard. Odegaard's been off. Their own fans have been slating Odegaard all season.
Yeah.
No, but it's Agent Odegaard, he's a Liverpool fan, so.
Yeah, there we go.
Let him know. But yeah, he's been carrying them all this season. Speaking of that, I was having a conversation with somebody online the other day, and yesterday, and he put up a post. He was a mank, and it's like a Liverpool and Manchester United banter group, and he was saying how much Salah has carried Liverpool in recent years. He's been the carrier for Liverpool. The team would have nothing without Salah.
Ball into the box.
Yeah. I'm kind of going, what are you on about? I said, Gerrard carried Liverpool in the poor heydays, way back when. But then I asked him, the easiest way to settle a debate like that is to ask a mank to make a list of the players in each position for Liverpool versus United, and then ask him to tell you which one is the better player and which one has the better stats. And then whoever's the closest, and then ask him how many assists they got. And then when you compare the assists as they go up the park, you realise that Salah gets a lot of help. And
it's
midfield.
It's a nonsense.
Salah's just he's an elite worldly player.
It's a nonsense argument from rival fans.
Like
every team needs star players. Without them, you're basically Everton.
Yeah, but I mean, my point was that Salah is an elite worldly of a player in amongst elite players, and then you have United, who have an elite player in amongst bang average, and that's what you call a carrying of a team. That was my point, and it kind of shut him up fairly. Like, he was putting up mic drop images and all like that until I did that, and then he was never to be seen again.
So tell you what, chat. Yeah, 6 minutes into this, Kev. Arsenal. Yeah. You haven't even had a touch on the ball. Martinelli inside the penalty box. Corner again.
Was that past Hakimi, was it?
Yeah. Where's this? But it was needed. It was needed.
Well, it was a bit fumbly for Hakimi. Usually very well. This season at least he's been fairly solid in there. We got back well, in fairness. Made up for his error.
Yeah, big up to SG. How are we, lads? And chat, how are we? Hope you're all well. And we're all had a very good start to your Wednesday evening anyway. Let's hope Paris Saint-Germain do the business.
Say hello, lads, if you're in the chat. We'll chat away to you. Whether you're Arsenal fans or PSG fans or whatever, we like to talk to you about your team. We're fairly unbiased in our opinions.
Rice, ball in, far post. Donnarumma done well to get rid of that. Great punch out there, really. That would have been potentially a foul by Martinelli. But again, Thomas Partey, tell you what, you don't have this in League One, Kev.
No.
The direct nature of Arsenal.
That's because it's a Farmers League, Jack.
Oh, I said that and we got knocked out.
I know. It's still a Farmers League, though.
Oh, what a save!
Donnarumma, what a save.
What a save.
What a save that was.
Absolutely blasted it from the edge of the penalty box. That's flying in, bottom right.
So far, if I believed in all that mumbo jumbo, Donnarumma has definitely made a deal with some sort of demon or a devil on a crossroads to make saves like this in such high spec games. But
and he's injured himself in the process.
That's hurting himself. Yeah. Oh wait. Where did he injure himself? Where's his left hand? It didn't hit him there. Use his hand. Let me see this.
Before the watershed, we can't say where it is.
I know, yeah. That's what I'm saying, yeah. Oh, no, he did. When he went belly flopping onto the floor, I think he might have squished something. That's we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, the lads know.
Oh wait, the keeper's, is he warming up?
So yeah, it looks like he's I'm not too sure who the second choice Paris Saint-Germain goalie is, but
that was the fellow who played in Germany, wasn't it? What's his name?
Is it the chat? Who's the backup? Yeah, quickly checking here, but you'd like to hope if you're that's a massive boost if he does go off injured. Donnarumma because the opening 10 minutes could be 3-0 to Arsenal already.
What did he do?
He must have just
Oh, he must.
thigh
he must
injury or something.
Yeah, he must have just damaged the side of a vertebrae and the shoulder injury. It's just maybe the shoulder. That's why his hand just dropped down where it was. I thought he was after belly flapping off the floor, to be honest with you.
Sofranov.
Suffering, yeah.
I think that's the goalie. Well, he got 2 goalies.
He's on the bench suffering enough.
Yeah.
Dad joke, lads. Dad joke.
So Arsenal got about 5 centre halves at the back. Ball in. Cleared. Hello, Jen. How are we, mate? Yeah.
Hey, Jen. I'm taking I've seen Jen well.
Chat, do drop a like on the video as well. And yeah, hope you well, Jen and Steve. And yeah, Steve said there, great save. Yeah, it was a very good save, Buds, wasn't it? So we've had about 20 long throws in the first 10 minutes, but it's working. Fair play to Arsenal. You've certainly seen a deficiency from a defensive structural point of view. But if you're just tuning in, first 10 minutes of this game, it's all been an onslaught by Arsenal, hasn't it, Kev?
Yeah, until they burn out. I think they want to get into back to it quickly, but
potential breakaway. There's a 4-on-4 here for Paris.
What do you want to do? Paris tend to do this.
Hakimi needs to get his head up. It's a poor ball. Tried to play that early, Annie, at the front post. But it's poor by Hakimi. But it's quite promising for Paris, really, Kevin. I think if it is still nil going into like the second half, obviously bringing on Ousmane Dembele, but that's what they thrived already in this competition on those breakaways, isn't it? Yeah.
They seem to be just kind of sussing Arsenal out a bit and the structure, and then watching where they can poke and intercept the ball and go into counter-attack, really. Because as much as we were impressed with them next to us, again, I'll say, that was a tired Liverpool side and we were opening up quite easily. We weren't like that all season. And, it was a surprise to everybody, really. I would say it's kind of one of those results, where we won the Champions League in 2005 and then we went out to like Benfica the next season, when we were clearly kind of the favourite to win it, to win those games. But it just felt like that because of how good we did our group stage this season. And, at least the one thing we can take out of it this season is that, we've a record that'll never be broken, which is the first team to ever finish top of the new group stages of the Champions League. That's a nice little record to take away.
Thomas Partey, another long throw here into the penalty box. Marquinhos gets it straight to an Arsenal player on the edge of the box. Partey will be looking to load that ball back into it. He's dropped the shoulder there. Ball in, low-driven pass. Neves.
There's volleys on the edge of the box for days against Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, just need to start stringing a couple of passes, don't you, Paris? At the minute,
they will.
But a very high intent.
They'll get their 2 10-minute spells in the game, and that's all they'll need.
Well, like the emphasis really was always going to be on Arsenal coming into this game and approaching this game with that type of quality. Ball over the top. Mendes. Fabian Ruiz. Arsenal down the right hand side here now. Diagonal switch. Tell you what, that's a phenomenal ball, that Kev. Out to the left flank. Martinelli. Done well. Good tackle by Hakimi. Chat, what are we saying? Big up there, John. Let's see a comment, bud. Hey guys, what do you think? It would be a good signing? Yeah, I spoke about that, John, last night on Anfield Index. It was an interesting. He's an interesting player, Kev. I think he'll do really well. I think if he was to come to Liverpool, I think he'd suit really well with balance the attack.
He'd be a proper Bobby Jack, but with goals, to be honest with you. Yeah. Alvarez was just unlucky that he came at the same time as Haaland for City because he's a good player. So if we are linked with him, he'd be a good player for us.
Yeah, Sam Maguire broke last night on his article, on his exclusive. He was saying obviously a potential fee in the region of 35 million for Darwin Núñez. Could be included in the deal, but he'd only be available to Atletico Madrid for 35 million.
But that means if it's a trade-in value, then you don't, we're getting rid of the wages off it, trade-in value, and with that 35 million, you're probably still looking at the 17.5 million or 17.5 to 19.5% add-on for this resale value that Liverpool like to do, which means that if it becomes a worldie, where we know he's capable of doing that kind of stuff because he's quick, he's good at winning the ball. I think he'll thrive in Spain, to be honest with you. I thought he would suit a team like Newcastle, Darwin Núñez. So I thought we should have done the deal where we send him and Jota to Newcastle for Isak. Not much of a deal, but you're getting a fellow who can score goals and a fellow who can create, chaos. And if he has the potential to play in a team that suits him, score goals. See, the problem with Darwin Núñez, he doesn't receive the ball early enough, and then he starts second guessing himself. In Spain, he'll make runs and the ball will just come to him, because we play much more controlled football. But 35 million, great. That's that great value off of Alvarez with a sell-on clause put into it. Laughing. It means we sold it for half, Jack, because a lot of people are saying it's 100 million. The deal wasn't 100 million. The deal would eventually been 100 million if we'd won the league or the Champions League in our first 2 seasons. Yeah. And it didn't. It was 64 million euros.
Odegaard at the box. Odegaard. Sorry there, boy. Yeah, so I think both of us are sold on it. Potential breakaway here for Doué. For Doué down the left. He should have played in Kvaratskhelia.
See, that reminded me of. This is what I was talking about. This is very similar to what I was noticing with Jones this season. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Just pulling back the ball, then playing it backwards and sideways when he could have gone out the wing and looked for the 1-2. That's my only critique from Jones this year, because he's improved so much. But that just, the minute I saw it just reminded me of Jones. Especially
one of the most explosive players in European football who loves to just. Yeah. He's a throwback winger, Kvaratskhelia. Yeah. In this tournament, he's been a revelation for me. I think Liverpool really missed out on a player there, if I'm being honest. But I suppose he's getting handsomely paid in Paris, as we know.
Yep. And these are the money-making years.
Yeah.
If he wins the Champions League, then that's a great pass.
Kvaratskhelia. Doué.
Kvaratskhelia. Oh my God! It's the post.
Literally, as we were just singing his praises.
What a player that dude is.
I tell you what, mate. Get him to Liverpool. Oh,
yeah. No chance. Yeah, that was just sort of.
Would have been perfect time and that. There we go, chat. But yeah, he's just even that chance of chat as well. Off the left-hand flank, just opened up his body and finessed that nearly into the top right corner. David Raya stood no chance.
I'll be honest with you, if Kvaratskhelia came to Liverpool, Diaz was gone.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, because Gakpo's been, or even, I don't think Gakpo, because he came in afterwards. But, how improved has Gakpo been this season as well, He's been great. And even coming back from that little injury he had there. See the driving on he was doing the other day against Chelsea and what, and I know we were kind of still in second gear most of the time. But we controlled that game, and Chelsea just got some weird chances, the penalty and the gifted kind of goal to him. So, I mean, we've gone down a few times 1-0 in the league this season.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
How are we panning off, lads? I keep on calling you panning. Gaz, how are we, lad? Hope you're well, buzz. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. If you are watching on YouTube, do drop a like on the video as well, Reds. Let us know your thoughts on the game. And
what?
Oh, that's not a foul. That's got to be a yellow card, I think.
Is it a foul? Yeah, he didn't touch him. I don't think. I think he just went and your man just dived over his leg and there was no touch.
No. Hang on, I thought it was Kvaratskhelia, but Mendes is on a yellow card. Is he missing the final? Oh no, I can understand why he's got what.
They can't do it anymore in the semi-finals, can they? Yeah.
I don't know.
You get it? Oh yeah, he stood on his foot. Yeah. That's why it looked like he didn't even catch him, because
oh, that's a silly foul.
It's a yellow card.
Yeah. So yeah, Saka for 70 minutes is going to be running at Mendes on a yellow. Interesting.
It won't matter if Arsenal slow down a bit and PSG start taking over. It won't matter to them because they'll be on the attack the whole time. Ball in.
Right. Cleared. to Martinelli. Just keep hold the ball,
Bare
Paris.
feet.
Lovely ball by Vitinha down the right-hand side. Lewis Skelly. I tell you what a player this lad is.
He's strong, isn't he?
But the one thing, Kev, if you're Arsenal, you don't want to be overplaying him.
What?
Referee, that's a foul. Huh?
Yeah, it's a similar foul there.
Sack it. Down the right. Sack it. Is that a foul? No. Fair play by the ref there, Kev.
He was too dramatic. Yeah, he has. But Saka was too dramatic there when he went down. He was putting his arm out and everything. So he was on his way down and he was like stretching out his arm to make it look more dramatic. You're never getting that.
Vitinha on the spin. Straight into Fabian Rui. Good little shift.
Who is playing up front? Is it Marino or is it
Due, I think.
No, for Arsenal. Is it Havertz? No, it's Havertz is injured, isn't he?
No, it'll be Marino.
It's Marino, yeah. I was thinking Marino first.
But it's quite a lot of fluidity for both forward lines.
But in the saying that, the Arsenal setup doesn't really need a kind of a strike. Well, they do kind of more so than we did under Klopp. In Klopp's format, we didn't need a no striker. We just needed somebody who could create stuff for Salah and Mane, really. And, and Gakpo and all them came in, it still worked. But yeah, ever since Bobby's been a big miss. And like the amount of people used to complain about Bobby and that he didn't score enough goals, but what he did off the ball, working hard, he's one of my favourite all-time players for Liverpool, to be honest with you. Did you see him crying the other night in the?
Oh yeah, he didn't
get after winning.
Yeah, he didn't get included in the actual team, like in the we got included in the Champions League.
Because he was injured when he was out for a month. What's this?
Odegaard.
He went too long there.
Second right.
He battled the shot. But can we talk about how good his English is after getting? He's have to go into wherever in Saudi Arabia, and his English got better. That just goes to show you can't understand Scouse.
Yeah, no, I think even you struggle and anyone watching me.
No, man, I'm faster than you lads when I speak. Yeah. What the hell?
No, but I think it's a thing with most foreign players when they come to England and managers as well. Don't blame them. Because you know what, like sometimes if you struggle with the language and they can't really fully express what they're thinking, it's just easier to speak in their more native tongue. And if that was me, I still probably would anyway. But
there's a good few Brazilians there at that stage as well, or people that spoke Portuguese, So, and even I know I say to well, for a lot of people that do speak kind of English from an early age. They can see the differences between or the similarities between Portuguese. Oh, my thing is after freezing there now. Keep yours, by the way. I'm going to. Is it on Amazon Prime?
No, TNT in England.
Is it only on TNT? Oh no, it could be on Amazon Prime for me.
Just leave it on that. That was the one that we used.
Yeah. No, it's frozen for me here. You see. No. So it's started there. I can catch up with you from that. So a second.
Just let me know what time you're on. Oh, opportunity here for Arsenal. For Paris Saint-Germain, sorry. Doué inside the penalty box. Ezra Doué. Oh, that is awful finish. Should be 1-0, 2-0 on aggregate. Expect to play of his ability, but William Saliba, what is he doing? Under hitting that ball out wide. And Barcola, he could have reversed it. Ezra Doué just needs to slide that back into his teammates on the right-hand side of the penalty box. What a missed opportunity for Paris Saint-Germain. And you'd like to hope they are not ruin that big chance missed. But certainly the last 5 minutes, the Parisians have certainly come back into this tie. Just let me know what minute you're on that. And then...
Was this the first? Oh, no, it was the first leg. Sorry, man.
Second.
No, I don't think it's on. Yeah, I don't think it's on the. I was just trying to put it on Amazon Prime, but it's not. Sometimes the TNT app, messes up for me here. But anyway, let me go back into it. So what time are you on there, Jack? I'll tell you.
23-2-2. I can fast forward it anyway.
Yeah.
Martinelli off the left-hand flank here. To Odegaard. Martin Odegaard. He's found Lewis Skelly. Deep long.
What's your time, Jack?
23, 40, 41, 42.
Oh, okay, I'll pause.
Am I ahead or how many
Yeah.
seconds are you ahead? What minute?
Wait, no, I'll leave a play there a second. It's doing the replay at the moment.
Are you on 24 minutes?
I'll be past the 24-minute mark, definitely no. So give me 1 second. If it to pop up, it's 24, 18, 19, 20.
Yeah, I'll fast forward down a sec. Sorry, chat. Yeah. 1 sec. We're having about 20 replays here. Come on.
I know, I've seen it, yeah. It's not showing the time.
I do.
What? Lewis Skelly.
I'm on 24, 22. So.
Yeah, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. 48, 49, 50. 4, 5.
56, 57, 58.
No, 9, 6, 25, 1, 2, 3. Oh, there you go.
All good.
There you go. Now we're back.
There we go.
It might do that 2 or 3 times in the thing with this bloody, I don't know what it is. But it's easily fixable.
Sorry, chat, we didn't miss nothing.
We didn't.
Just all the 20 replays that the television companies were showing.
That's Pierre Gasly.
I thought that was PewDiePie for a second then.
Yeah. Looks like a bit of a, I mean, man, big, the last few years I'm just big back into F1.
Oof.
Because there was
is he getting a yellow card for that? I tell you what, that was a scissoring motion there. It was a silly Declan. Oh, that's a big yellow card for Declan Rice. If you're a Paris Saint-Germain player, that's exactly who you want to be getting. So Cravat Skelly got ahead. I tell you what, that's a scissoring motion, that Kev. Yes. On Declan Rice that's surely got to be getting VAR. And go ahead, Luis Enrique. You tell them, lad, that's a yellow card. I tell you what, he's a lucky boy there, Kev.
If the feet are planted, it'd be a different story. But because the initial one is putting the right leg up, he was starting to go over. He's lucky that the feet weren't planted. Could have snapped the ankle there on the inside of it.
Tell you what, that was in the Premier League. I think that would have been getting VAR. But Arsenal, for the first opportunity this half, actually, defending a set piece from Vitinha, who was on, I think he was on loan at Wolves, wasn't he, at one point in his career. Wolves could have signed him for like literally pocket change. So the Portugueseman standing over this, ball in. Thomas Partey to Fabian Ruiz.
Oh, what a goal!
Oh, what a goal!
Yes! I could see it before he even volleyed it, Jack. I was saying, what a goal this is going to be. Oh, mine froze again with the excitement.
In a bit, Lego wet, lad. There we go. Declan Rice giving away a needless, silly free kick on the edge of his own penalty area.
Wow.
But what a goal. Fabian Ruiz, winner of course, the Euros not too long ago with his Spanish national side. But what a strike that was, Kev.
Yeah, unbelievable. What time are you on there, Jack? Because mine thing froze. I'm on 27, 12, 13, 14.
Hang on.
You can probably just pause it for a second and do it. I just think it's that channel itself, so I've moved it to a different channel. I know this should be grand. It always stays the same on this one.
But look at that touch out of his feet, but onto his left foot there, Fabian Ruiz. It takes a deflection, but it doesn't matter if that was going on side. Slight deflection.
That's not. It was still going into the same area.
Yeah, tell you what. But Declan Rice, you silly boy, silly boy, giving away that free kick.
Oh yeah, it did. Wow.
But yeah, there we go. And Arsenal now, they've been for large spells, Kev and chat.
The better side, yeah.
The better side, but as we said,
Jack, that's the second leg for us. We were the better side. We were the worst side in the first leg. Came away with the win. We were the better side in the second leg, and we went down. They got level. So
yeah, again, it was Fabian Ruiz, obviously the Spanish midfielder for Paris Saint-Germain. So it is 2-0 on aggregate now, which is tell you. Certainly Arsenal have got to step up now. I'm going to be getting clipped up on all those goal reactions.
Yeah.
Just to see me go mad. There we go.
What's your time, Jack? While we have it there now, while it's...
I'm on 28, 41, 42, 43.
You're 10 seconds ahead of me.
Oh, yeah. I'll pause it on 50.
Okay.
50 seconds. Just count down to 50.
41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Boom.
50. There you go. Yeah. There we go, chat.
Oh yeah, Martinelli.
Martinelli off the left-hand flank here now. Ball into the back post for Arsenal. Cleared. Saliba. Thomas Partey. Need to do something here at Arsenal, but I think this is going to be a classic Luis Enrique performance. And this is where he can be punished here. What a ball! Kvaratskhelia needs to get his head up to Barcola. Barcola inside the penalty box. Barcola!
Oh my God, he took too long.
That should be 3-0 on aggregate. But what a ball that was down the left-hand flank there, Kevin. It was just... the Paris just took the words out of my mouth. It was like, you can't be losing that ball.
That was the end of the tie right there. That was the tie over with.
And this is where Arsenal now playing with fire. But big opportunity here now. It's a corner. You'd think a goal now just before the stroke. Well, just before half time. Oh. Low driven cross to the edge of the penalty area. But thoughts on the last 5 minutes for Paris, Kev?
As you know, they stepped up the game and started showing their quality, especially on the counter attack. Shows how dangerous they can be. But we said this earlier, and if Arsenal don't, that's why Arsenal came out with guns blazing in the first 10-15 minutes or so, because if they didn't, then this was eventually inevitably going to happen with Paris Saint-Germain, where they get into their rhythm, they spot the interception, because they're sussing out the team. Luis Enrique tells the lads to go out there, suss out the teams, and then punish them. And it's worked. Since around October time, they've just taken off, really. It's great. Great goal. But it's terrible miss though from Edoué. What was his name? Edoué. I pronounced that right?
Doué, yeah.
Doué, yeah.
I'm not one for pronunciation French.
Yeah.
It's alright, don't worry.
I don't watch the French league too much these days. I used to when it was fairly good. Used to have like multiple teams involved, like Lyon and Monaco, and even Bordeaux for a while. Toulouse up there in the high ranks, and then PSG were nobodies back then again before they were taken over. Yeah, they were a big team back in the day, and then they disappeared until the money came back.
Obviously, Saint Etienne was the big one, wasn't it, back in the 70s?
That was the big one, yeah. That was 70s and 80s, yeah. Great games against Liverpool.
So I found it quite remarkable. I was looking on like the French league in terms of the history of the French league. I think they have they won the most league titles, Charles? I think they have. Considering only Paris Saint-Germain have only turned up like historically over the last 10-15 years. But
yeah,
I think they finally
Paris Saint-Germain are like the French RB Leipzig, really,
Yeah, Man City.
They've been around, but
no,
they've been around, but like they were a classic team as well back in the day, Paris Saint-Germain. But yeah, with the funding behind them now, it's going to be very hard to catch them in France.
Yeah, obviously former Ronaldinho, David Ginola. Obviously, some other classic players, Nicolas Anelka, I think.
Mamadou Sakho.
Yeah, remember. Momo Sissoko as well, didn't he? I think.
Yeah, I loved Momo, man.
Momo. So.
The difference in that dude, Momo Sissoko was a worldly player for Liverpool, and how good he was improving. And next minute he gets a poke in the eye, and his career pretty much just spirals downhill from there. I've never seen the likes of it. It's why I held my heart in my mouth when I seen that time that was a Bobby at Spurs, and he got the poke in the eye, and there was a little bit of blood coming out and all that, and he couldn't see properly. I was like, oh no, this is Momo Sissoko all over again with Bobby.
You just gotta be careful, innit? Like Monday footballs. Rice breaking down the left. That's a poor ball by Declan.
Oh,
that's a. And look at that. This is where the experience is going to tell now, Kev and chat. You look at Hakimi smiling and laughing. Like, this Arsenal side, it's still a young team, but European pedigree counts for a lot. Obviously, Paris did get to the final a couple of years back. Obviously, under Thomas Tuchel, did get eliminated 1-0. Played all right in that final.
They have a better European pedigree than Arsenal. So.
Yeah, 100%. Last final for them was 2000. Well, the only final Champions League was 2006, wasn't it? against Barcelona.
In saying that, you see, Arsenal were constantly like Wenger when he did drop off a bit after the Invincibles and winning those titles. He was an expert at getting Arsenal into the Champions League every season, and it's only kind of after he left that Arsenal kind of stayed out of it for a good few years. And only recently got back into it. So, but it was like guaranteed for like nearly 20 years. They were just getting fourth spot or something all the time. Like it was always Arsenal guaranteed to be fourth.
Yeah.
Every season, wasn't it?
Yeah, like it just doesn't sit right with me, and the fact that the Arsenal fans threw Wenger under the bus. Like the teams Wenger was getting in top four were it was a miracle. Shamak, Bentner, Edouard, like Aboué right back. Like
I don't know why he didn't go on and keep managing properly instead of international wise. I don't know. But if Postecoglou left and they offered it to Wenger, I suppose he's got to do it. That'd be a show for the books, isn't it? But no, he's doing well now. He's working for FIFA now, isn't he?
I just want to be the fume. Could you imagine if Arsenal get eliminated tonight and Tottenham actually win a trophy? But you'll have Arsenal to go, it's only the Europa League, but it doesn't matter. They've still won a trophy.
It's a European trophy. Yeah. It's something Arsenal have never done. Yeah. You can't. No Arsenal can say it's only that. Yeah. If you've never won the bloody trophy, you can't turn around and say it's only that. Like ever. It's not even that. It's like when West Ham have a better European pedigree now than Arsenal and Spurs because they won the Conference League. It's just the way it is. It doesn't matter about the height of the prestige of the trophy,
Oh, that's poor by Declan Rice, man.
Yeah.
What a chance that was. Partey broke through the middle, and then you got Rice on the right-hand wing there, and it's too bothered. I'm guessing you see the interview done, Kevin chat. He was waxing lyrical about those free kicks. Lad, they were in the quarterfinals. Sounds like, but Arsenal just reliant on set pieces. You're basically the glorified Stoke City in 2025. Yeah.
And the short as a Rory Delap and the wing just thrown in the ball. They have Thomas Partey. Yeah. I just realised that.
Yeah, but they spent the first 10 minutes doing that.
Yeah, they were throwing it in. Yeah, I just realised that.
I just find it mad how, like, 10 years ago, they were berating Stoke City for, like, being physical and putting balls into the penalty box. Didn't they say on
AFTV about inventing the three men running at the back post from the set piece because they decided to bring it back? That is as old school as it gets. That's like, do you know what it's like in that scenario? It's like changing your team to 4-4-2 and then saying you invented it.
Yes.
That's exactly what it's like. It's nuts. It's absolute delusion at the highest level.
And the main reason I want Paris to win tonight, and probably a lot of Reds out there, is, of course, mainly the fan base. But the stealing of Liverpool songs.
Oh, yeah.
Is it they've robbed the Lucho song.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, usually source. I think it's for Gabriel. They sing it now. Yeah, they sing it about Gabriel. And they sing LA, LA, LA.
Do you know why they sing it? Because they don't think anybody can see them on the TV. Because they're in their own stadium singing it.
Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia.
Oh, wow.
Oh, stop there.
I could have sworn he just stood in the ball and flicked it with his heel. That's what it looked like again. If he did that and scored.
It's a right answer. Get the speakers out again now. Real good. But happy days there, Jen. Hopefully the house move went well, bud. And you're retired. Happy days. Happy retirement, Jen. Hopefully the house move and everything went well. Yeah, they are. It's different class this season, Jen.
Yeah, I know. I retired myself this year as well, Jack. Yeah. Male modelling. I have to give it up. I felt sorry for the rest of the lads.
Yeah, there we go. David Beckham will be out of a job. Not. There we go, guys. Happy it's guys. Happy days there, Jen. Look after yourself, bud. It's all good. And Jen and Reds, Liverpool winning the league. Happy days. And we'll be back again next season. And certainly next season, Kev, I think when you look and analyse, obviously this Paris Saint-Germain side, how well they've developed under Luis Enrique, I think they're only getting started, really. Especially if they do win the competition this year. certainly will be favourites next year. Not one of the favourites, but Liverpool, mate, it's Arne Slot, very inexperienced in terms of European, but he would have learned a lot from this season, wouldn't he?
I think it's yeah, he will have, but I think it's down to that. You know, Slot came in with the mentality that I'm going to check out the team. I'm not going to do much of anything to it. I'm going to try and improve on parts that I see that was missing in Klopp's game, and work it from there. Then see who I want to keep around, and then as I said a million times on these streams in the second season, dilute the squad, bring and pop it back up with the players that suit his style of football. I think he understood the quality that he received from Klopp, but I don't think he understood exactly how much they could easily take on board what he wanted to do. And to turn around to see it wasn't nowhere near an easy season. It was only made, I mean, you think that in the first 4 games, we lost against Forest after hammering United 3-0 away from home.
Yeah.
And they've turned over the ball here.
Neves. Do it. Back heel. Oh, just about got away with that Arsenal again. Last chance saloon. Yeah. Oh, so he's jumped out of that. Odegaard there, Kevin chat. He's got an opportunity to go for the 50-50. Yeah. If he wins that 50-50, it's a counter-attack for Arsenal. But what does he do? Flicks back his head and just like, nah, I don't want to be going for that ball, mate.
That reminds me of somebody this season.
That would do my head in.
It did my head in last season. Trent. He's pulling out of all tackles all season.
Absolute horrendous.
Of course he did. I've seen a lot of people, man, and they're all like, all the old Facebook nice boys. Good luck to him. He served his purpose in Liverpool. No, he hasn't. He's left on a free at his peak when he could have signed another 4-year deal and left next year. Or he could have done it last year. Apparently, he could have done it last year and then left this year.
Apparently, he decided to go 14 months ago. So if that was the case, he had like 2 deal. Yeah, he could have had 2 transfer windows.
But he didn't. Do you know why? Because he listened to Real Madrid and he did what they told him to do. He didn't do what was needed for the club. Sorry, man. That's like Sterling for me. To be honest with you, it's absolutely the same, and I can't look past that. I'm trying to. I can't.
Like thing with when I've listened to obviously
we developed him
a lot of older Reds as well. When I've listened to them speak about, and you said in the past to me, it was McManaman was. He was let down massively by the club and everyone money at the time, so you can understand him going. Like
Torres going because of the ownership at the time.
Well, we got 50 million for Torres.
Yeah, but he was gone at that stage. Yeah. So that was a good deal. The one that another one that kind of slightly hurt was Coutinho, where he says it to these days openly that he should have listened to Klopp, and it was the biggest mistake of his career. And then, he'd advise anybody not to do the same thing. He'd advise anybody else to do the same thing, and, poor Trent is not listening. Look, at the end of the day, it's the modern day footballer. It's not the same as being, it's not the same as being a Steven Gerrard's house. There's that loyalty is just not there.
They are. Those players are gone now, lads. Like, and chat.
I think they're still there, man.
Very rare. They're like a gem now. Like,
so why isn't Bruno? John, in talk about United, why hasn't Bruno Fernandes left United in the last couple of seasons, regardless of being captain? He can go on and be a good player in most other teams around Europe, but he hasn't, and that's a form of loyalty for me. And signing new contracts and all of that. It's the same with Verge. Verge could have gone not to a better side, obviously, because Liverpool were doing really, really well. But when we had bad seasons, like 2 out of 4 there for a period, he could have decided, maybe it's time to go. But he didn't. He's like, Liverpool is all they want to be. Salah's the same.
Salah and Van Dijk have been more loyal than Trent. That's
exactly. And that's the point, man. Look, believe me, lads, I've been the one to saying it all season that he hasn't turned up because he's watching his move to Real Madrid. And I said for that, I'm not bothered that he's leaving, because I think Bradley's a better right back, but Trent's got a better right foot. I think we can. Yeah, vastly. We already have defensively when Bradley's in there, Jack. Like, it is no shadow of a doubt. You look at the game against Chelsea the other day, Trent was absolutely dog shit. He came off, Bradley came on, and we got better. Only for those...
All over the top here for Arsenal.
The weird goals that we can see.
Saka inside the penalty box against Mendes, ball to the far stick. And again, there's no other Arsenal player following that transition in That's
I
poor
might
by
be
Arsenal.
slightly ahead of you there, Jack. What? And I haven't touched it. So what time are you
all
on?
over the top.
Oh, this is great, Paul.
35, 36, 37.
I'm a second ahead of you.
No, that's nice. Do I?
I'll give a slight pause. Pause. Go. There you go. It should be a 45, 46, 47, 48,
Yeah,
49. There you go. Good. There you go.
So Trent, whatever else. I just don't really want to. I just don't speak about him now. I said a couple of.
Well, I haven't had the chance, Jack. I don't do these. As you know, I've done my thing about what I talk about. So I haven't had the chance to kind of vent about him. And the amount of things that I could say like that go against what he's done, because the choices alone, because he knew he was leaving. He didn't speak to the fan base. He didn't speak to Liverpool, even though they were open for signing a new deal. He avoided the whole situation and then went off and decided to do whatever Real Madrid begged or beckoned him to do. And that for me is... And then to go and do a video where he was talking about himself, saying he was this and that and the big... It was a pander to himself video. All he was doing was pandering to himself to make himself feel better. Not one person that was watching that video was saying, go on, lad, that's good. No, they weren't.
It wasn't even from the heart. It wasn't... It was teleprompted, scripted. Like, you look at Ruben Neves, I said that on the video. Like, Ruben Neves, when he left Wolves, he was crying his eyes out.
Yeah.
And he wasn't a local lad, was he? He really
loved the club.
He loved the club, but I think Trent's been sitting, as you said, and he's been sitting on that news for absolutely ages. And
he's been an eagle. I think he's after catching that disease was at Manchester United with what was it called? What's that thing with the Instagram selfie boys?
Oh, yeah.
So he's been caught in that mindset.
But
and
it's but I remember, I think there was a clip going around Reds as well on chat. It was remember Arnie Slot's first game at Anfield where Trent come off and he had a little strop on. Yeah, go on, Rice. Rice is through here. Why is he not past that? Declan Rice, Arsenal still got it here. Now sack it inside the penalty box. Ball in. And that's good defending by Hakimi. But Martinelli should be getting on the end of that.
He should be getting ahead of Hakimi. He can see Hakimi the whole time. Hakimi can't see him. He should be right on his shoulder when it looks like Saka's about to hit that ball. As a former striker, I would have been there.
Rory Jalapa, yeah.
I would have been going past him like this. How's it going, Hakimi? Right in his ear, whispering sweet nothings.
Oh, Rory Jalap with a ball in. Oh wait, hang on. No,
the Stoke. They're just the richer Stoke. And yeah.
I'll put that on Twitter.
You're gonna get savage amount of hate from a lot of, I don't know what to call them. I'm gonna say ties. You know, tie from AFTV. You're gonna get a lot of comments from a lot of those type of ways.
So that I've been having beef with Arsenal fans the last couple of weeks anyway. Well, not beef. I just schooled them with my bit of Champions League knowledge, and just my eyes really. I'm not we're not deluded. Fair, well played, Palace, as expected. Slapping Arsenal in this second leg. Yeah, just allowing Arsenal because that's it, Kev and chat.
Yeah, they sussed them. Do I know?
Just letting them, giving them the ball.
PSG have done to Arsenal what Liverpool have been doing since the start. Do you remember in pre-season when we hammered Arsenal, we hammered United, and we let them have little bits of possession in little phases, and then we counter-attacked them and all of that. Slot was proper sussing out the teams then. We did it a few weeks later against United and hammered them 3-0 again. You know, doing the same thing. And United never learned from what we were doing. So Slot likes to leave his team, like, even though he likes control of a game. Oh, somebody's have to put in an illegal link there, Jack. Yeah. So even though Trent is a snake, if you love the club and fans that much, you would have signed the deal so we could say. Exactly, guys. That's the main thing. I don't think anybody's bothered about Trent leaving because there'll be less balls over the top that are going to catch us out, regardless of what formation we play. It's not got to do with the formation. It's got to do with the fact that he wouldn't track back. There's a number of instances there, I think I remember. There's one in the Real Madrid game, and there was one Champions League game where Trent kind of, in the box, pulled out of a tackle. because it looked like he could have, like, you know, connected his foot away. He pulls out attack while the ball is going towards our goal. That wasn't good enough for me. Yeah, he's been doing it all season long. And not running back, not tracking back, pulling the strap, as Jack said earlier on in the days. But then, before he make an announcement, he's all this with the pound under the chest and kissing the Liverpool badge and all of that. He doesn't realise that he's not showing bravado as if to say, I'm one of he. Because he's Brutus with Caesar. His best friend hands around the back and then walks up and knifes him in the back.
Yeah, that's...
You know?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Somebody should just do an animation of Brutus et tu Brute and fall Caesar. You know?
There we go, along. So, yes.
Yeah, look, as I said on my thing when I did my article about it on Spider LFC on Facebook, when I put it up there, I said, 2 years' time, Trent will be sitting there with braids in his hair, going back on the bench after barely kicking the football at 28 years of age.
I'm telling you now, mate, and I said this on my show yesterday, and we all know, anyone that's watched any form of Spanish La Liga football or Real Madrid, we've all watched how vicious their fan base is. And
did you see what the fan said straight away?
Oh, I seen that.
The post went fast.
Yeah, he said he doesn't rate one of the Real Madrid fans. If you probably see it on social, but one of the he got interviewed. I don't really rate it, Trent, if I'm being honest. I think so.
I see. Oh, he did that. No, that's the different thing I'm talking about. One of the main accounts that's on Twitter that loves Real Madrid just said, are we just getting hyped over signing the fella that we absolutely destroyed in the final in 2022 and made a holy show of? You know, pretty much is what he's saying. He put up a post about that, and he was just like, what's the club doing? It's just because he's free.
No, it's one of them, buds, isn't it? He's done a, and I think...
Yeah, I'm saying here now, Trent is a backup. They're going to get him on a free. Yeah, they're going to get him on a free. He's going to sit on the bench because they're going to go out, whether it's this window in the summer or in the January transfer window. They're going to go out and get another good, like, top quality right back when they can spend money again, because they're watching the financial fair play. That's what it is, and they'll do that, and Trent will end up on the bench, and then everybody will be like, "We told you so, lad." You would have been captain of Liverpool at 29 years of age, and at 26 you decided to leave.
Yeah, guess as we've all said tonight, wish whatever, lads, all the best to him. Well, I say all the best to him, but just, yeah, whatever, Trevor. Good listens. It's good defender as always. This is, yeah, it's yeah, and as Kev said, Conor Bradley, I've done a couple of clipped couple of videos from.
He's a better defender, Jack. He's a better defender.
And I think
he just hasn't got Trent's play for it.
Yeah, Arnie Slots.
Lately, he drives in as well.
Yeah, Arnie Slots. Look at what Gravenberg 6 months under, or whatever it's been, a year under Arnie Slot. We all said, every fan base, every Liverpool fan, oh, we need a 6, we need a 6, we need a 6. We probably do, but ideally now it's just another Gravenberg if we can. Just
he was showing that against United and Arsenal in the pre-season, Jack. Within 2 months, he nailed down that position in such a special way. He became like a really good deep line anchor. And I was like, where did, like, I've seen him doing it at Ajax, but I said, oh, doing it in the Premier League was a different story, and he's done it. So fair juice.
Yeah. So it's gonna be one of them, lad. One of them.
Yeah. By Chedic just to come back into that thing as well. I mean, if Wataru Endo still has 2 more years in his contract, you know that. So you could keep him again next season, sell him on, make a few bob off him, like a 20 mil job. Why do you want to make a 20 mil because he'll be 30? Well, you might. He's 30 odd. You know, they're talking about Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson left at, 33 or something like that, at 25 million. We only paid like 18 million for Jordan Henderson first day. You know, so we actually made more money off Jordan Henderson when he left at 33 years of age than when he first came in. So it's nuts. That'll tell you. And even making money off players, Dam Solanke came in 10 million tribunal off Chelsea, sold for 35 million. Plus, we got another 10 million or something out of the deal that was going to Spurs. So that's a lot of, like, over 40 odd million made for Dam Solanke. You're talking, you know, all of these type of players that left and making money off them. Edwards has done that really well recent years. Ward has done it really well as well. And
sorry there, bud.
No, Fabrizio Romano in an advert for the Champions League on TNT.
Oh, he must be minted him. Fair play. He's worked hard his career in journalism to
Yeah,
get where
juice.
he is. He's rolling.
Was he a journalist? But he wasn't he an ATK at the start or something, and then he
No.
just actually started getting moves.
No, he's done journalism for ages, from what I've seen anyway. Yeah, it's all good. Good. Jack Wilshere's on the commentary team tonight. He'll be fuming. Obviously, he's current manager of. Is it? Or am I thinking it? Ramsey is the Cardiff manager, isn't he?
Yeah, no, Jack Wilshere is a manager, alright. I know that.
Is he
Jack Wilshere's
Watford, chat? Who's the manager of now? I think it's Watford.
Is it Norwich? No.
Or Norwich or Watford. One of the yellow teams anyway, the yellow kit teams.
Currently interim head coach, Norwich, yeah. He's interim head coach. Yeah. He's interim manager.
There we go.
Wait, did they get rid of Fark? Oh, he wasn't there.
Yeah, that was the year before. That was the year.
That was at Leeds. What am I saying? He was at Leeds. What am I? I don't know why Fark popped into me. He left. He got fired after they went down.
I think that was the right decision. Everyone said it was a bit harsh.
Oh, yeah.
Donnarumma there. Again, goalkeepers, man. It was Sommer last night. He faced 14 shots over 2 legs. The Switzerland goalkeeper for Inter Milan. And that save in the second leg. But looking at this chance now, the goal. No stopping that, Kev, innit?
No.
Oh,
great goal.
The signalling out Martinelli. Oh, he gets
That's poor. Yeah, that's poor.
He gets absolutely sent. That's what happens when you get attackers trying to defend.
You can't be doing it behind flick of the leg trying to stop a fella. You know, you got to put your body in front of it.
Yeah. That was extremely poor by Martinelli, but I'd class that as a typical attacking player.
Oh.
Who's that? Why Saliba? That does my head in with defenders, man.
How are they comparing Saliba to Konate and Van Dijk? I've never seen it. He's have to look up so recent, or even Gabriel and Saliba to Van Dijk and Konate. I don't understand.
But why is he tearing his back though, Kev?
I don't know.
And chat, he's a big centre half, 6'3", 6'4". Take the ball on any part of your body. But I tell you now, if he didn't turn Saliba, I think that ball gets deflected and goes wide. It's the fact that he's turned, moved his body position, and then it took that little slight deflection and it went into the bottom corner. I don't know. Oh, sorry there, chat. I have to stop. Stop the clock there. We're not on the 56th minute.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I'd say that should be a very good final, but you don't have to have really a big performance in the second half. What do Arsenal have to do for you, Kev? Of course, obviously get the goals, but in terms of
they were doing enough early on in the game, but they don't seem to be able to finish. It's the forward runs and stuff like that are letting them down. Yeah, they're getting too open as well on counter attacks. So it'll be more danger of PSG going 3-0 up in this if Arsenal don't score next.
Yeah, so it'll be one of them, lad. Do you need to? Certainly need to. Well, the more they push on now, I think getting that goal in the first half was absolutely pivotal for Paris Saint-Germain. Because now, obviously, Arsenal needing to be a lot more higher up the pitch, as you alluded to there, but they need to be higher up the pitch, and they will be getting caught in behind a lot more now.
Is Messi and Suarez the new Gary Linekers for the Walkers advert? I was just looking at that there. I didn't see that before.
Yeah, I think Messi.
Why is Luis Suarez and Messi doing a Walkers advert in the middle of England? It makes no sense. Luis Suarez, yeah, but Messi's never set foot in England in his life.
Yeah, that'd just be a set in Hollywood. That it won't.
Yeah.
But shout out to Wrexham as well. So yeah, triple.
Would have been funnier if they were bringing out like a bowl of paella or something like that to him in a Spanish seaside resort, and then instead they open it up and it's a packet of Walker's crisps. That probably would have been a funnier advert. I don't understand that one. Yeah.
So Wrexham have been promoted. Speaking of America and all.
Oh yeah.
But could you imagine if they get back to back promotions?
Yeah.
Like
could do. They're making the money.
The Premier League is huge, and in America, the American market is ridiculous. It's bigger than England. It's the biggest global market for the Premier League in the world. Hence why Gary Neville and Carragher are, I think, potentially going over there full time. So
Reynolds and McAnally have already made their money back tenfold. Yeah. After they bought it, was it $2 million with all the investments or something at the start?
Yeah.
Just like it was only like all he wanted to do was McElhenney came in with a certain amount of money, and as he said, he needed movie money, so Reynolds came in, bought out the majority, and then I suppose McElhenney just let his shares build up so that he could, be level partners with him, and then the rest, the promotions and all of that are the major thing. But it kind of even with, you see why it struggles for teams coming from non-league in, because there's a limitation. There's no limitations in kind of non-league for what you can kind of spend or do. They just never have the money down there. But then there's limitations when you get into like League Two, that you can't pay them a certain amount of money over wages. Yeah, they got a cap. So, so they've gone past all of that kind of stuff and gone up season by season. Championship now next season. Who's to say they won't be in the Premier League? It's tougher opposition, obviously, in the Championship, but there's a potential for them to come up in the next couple of years. If they come up brilliant, it'll be a great story. It'll be a movie about Ryan Reynolds starring
Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. The Premier League.
But yeah.
Well, it will be interesting. The American market, chat, if you've not seen, have a little look. There's plenty of documentaries out there. Been watching them last couple of months on just the market of like the Premier League, and yeah, it's huge. And there's a big massive push at the minute in terms of Sky doing quite a lot of promotion work with obviously Carragher's on CBS and quite a lot. I tell you what, that's some of the best. Sadly, we don't get it in England, but I do. We think we all see the clips on YouTube and all that. But there's a big drive of the American market, which is understandable. You want to be getting the best pundits out there, and so it's going to be one of them. It's huge.
Yeah, I like the banter that they have there. Kate Abdo, she's the perfect type hostess as well to bounce off of these lads, because she's very strictly formal. And but then can also kind of wind up the lads with a couple of like one like if it was a posh guy like with a bunch of banter lads, you'd be like, oh, one would like a Capri Sun, would he? That kind of no, that's what it's like between them. But she's not posh like. But that's what I'm saying. But because she's elegant and the way she handles herself as a hostess, because she has to. But then she's able to just sneak it in there without going down to the levels of Carragher and Richards.
Like Carragher and all the lads try and give it some stick, but she got some fantastic compliments back anyway. Absolutely rinses off the most of the show from what I've seen. But yeah, it's phenomenal.
Henri's the art is
one. Yeah.
No, he says he's the odd one out, I think. From what I've seen with the clips, most of the time if he's making a joke, he's just doing this. And that's all he's doing. That's the only. Whereas the rest of the lads are just pure chaos and banter.
Yeah, obviously Kate. I think she's one of the best footballing presenters out there.
She is. Yeah.
Like it's the fact that she's multilingual. Really, I think she can speak about 7-8 languages as well.
I like Kenny's daughter as well.
Yeah, Kelly Cates. Is it?
Kelly Cates. She's very good.
She's fully deserving on the. I think did she get the match of the day job?
She get the match of the day, yeah. She'll be there. She's well able to handle herself as with the chit chat and all of that, and she does it in such a way that it's just about the football. It's not about female mannerisms or anything like that. Or male mannerisms. It's just about the football, and that's what you want.
She's one of the best in the business, and
she is. Yes, for me, she is.
BBC have got certainly a great presenter, and I think they do really well. I think it's sharing it between three of them, but I think it'd be match of the day because I think they've got Champions League rights now. I think BBC.
Well, I'm just looking forward to the montage next season, where it's just going to show clips of Kenny growing up, and then clips of Kate being the daughter in the background and the cameras and all that, and then eventually, showing her dad seeing her dad a match of the day, and then becoming the presenter of match of the day. I can see the montage coming. You heard it here first, lads.
You see rival fans still complaining, why are all these Liverpool pundits? But I tell you, we're the best in the business, best on the football pitch, best in possession.
Because we're not being biased.
Yeah, we everyone knows their stuff when they're speaking about football.
Yeah, we can be banterous, but we know it's not. There's no bias.
We are.
There we go.
We are
about to kick off.
So, chat. It's a massive,
and go.
We are back underway for the second half. Last chance saloon here for Arsenal. Their season hinges on this second half performance, and what a great start that is by Arsenal, playing that all out. Kev, Reds, Palace fans, anyone in? If you don't go through, Kev, what's your review of Arsenal's season?
Poor, considering the amount of, let's say, poop talking they were doing at the start of the season. You know, about themselves, about how they were going to walk out there because this is the year that they were going to do it. The amount of Arsenal fans that slated it. I remember one fella says Arna who, another fella says Slot be sacked by Christmas. All of this kind of stuff, and it just goes to show you you're not looking. If you do, it just doesn't matter if you don't watch the Dutch league. Go back and watch some of his stuff and then watch this type of football. Because even if you don't know the man, go and watch what he's been linked to. Go and watch like extended videos of the man's football, and go and watch videos of how people talk about him and his tactical style. And then you learn about a manager. You don't just show up onto a podcast, and because you don't know the fella, just say, "Oh, he's going to be sacked by Christmas. Oh, he's going to be this and that." That's just pure delusion and ego by a fan base that just doesn't. They'll sit there and say, "Oh, my team is great" and all that, but then they won't learn about their enemy.
They'll do
it. Makes no sense.
They'll do the same thing next season.
Yeah.
Like chat. There we go, Everest. How are we, bud? How is everyone? Yeah, it's an opposition. We are Palace Saint-Germain fans tonight. We will be there. We are here. But yeah, it's all good. Big up there, Brett. I've no doubt. We see Bob Paisley is the greatest ever manager. Bo Shankly is top 5. Yeah, 100% there. But well, even if you didn't grow up in that generation like me, bud, like the younger Reds out there, like even Kev probably watched quite a fair bit of documentaries. It's all just like in every football fan, you can always just educate yourself as well, as you always say.
I was a kid watching Bob Paisley teams.
Yeah, like
I was there in the 80s.
Yeah, the documentaries are all out there, buds, as well. Like even if you didn't grow up, but what you can do is just learn a bit about.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Just if Twitter or X, people with accounts would actually just spend a couple of hours a night doing some proper research, really, just learning the world of sport. You can be critical about other teams, but certainly give out plaudits when you've been rightly defeated as well. Like us this season, Paris Saint-Germain deserved to go through over the 2 legs. Liverpool weren't good enough. Weren't good enough.
Penalty shootout, Jack. They didn't just like hammer us. You know, they played better than us in the first leg. We won that game. You know, they hammered us in the first leg. We won that game. We hammered them in the second leg. They won that game, and then it went to a penalty shootout. It was a very fair outcome. You know, it was down to a penalty shootout. That was it. Well, it's a different story here over these couple of legs. You know, I mean, they've been better. So fair. Arsenal started the game really well, but they haven't created enough in front of goal for me yet. Donnarumma has been PSG's helper though for the first 15 minutes of this game. Why does Jack keep getting? Oh, what's happening?
Liverpool have made an offer for Kevin De Bruyne. That's coming from DiMarzio. Are we signing him just to play right back?
No, we signed him to be a player that can be a link-up player. Just like I think there's a lot left in Kevin De Bruyne, and I think for the fact that he would come on pennies, I did because he's a Liverpool fan, would bother me, man. You bring Kevin De Bruyne on to do a couple of things in a game. Why not? Yeah, I mean, we'd actually. I'm gonna say, like, if you think of it this way, we'd Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Thiago, Keita sitting on the bench all the time, or not even on the bench because they were injured most of the time. If you're telling me that a Kevin De Bruyne can come on for Liverpool and change the game in certain aspects, you know, where he doesn't have to work too hard and do too much, but just come on and just play his football for 20 minutes, I would take that all day long. Are you kidding me? You'd be an idiot to say no to Kevin De Bruyne, especially if he comes in and lowers his wage. But anyway. I'll take that with a pinch of salt in there.
Yeah, it's coming from DiMarzio. He's one of the Italian lads.
Yeah.
But I'd love him, but I'd agree there.
I think sometimes they link the players to teams like Liverpool and stuff like that just to up the clickbaitedness, because they know they'll get the views on that by the fan base that watches it, because Liverpool fans will be more so than any other season watching the we turned it over here.
It's a foul, watching
it is. They'll be watching the that's a foul. That's 2 or 3 fouls there.
That's 2 fouls there, Arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh, he's timbered off. He's
I
on a
don't know.
yellow, isn't he? I swear, is he on?
Oh yeah,
I swear he's on a yellow. He's a good shot. Chatty's at
No,
Timbers on a yellow. I tell you
it
what,
was
he's got away with that.
It was the lad for. It was the left back for
Oh yeah, right.
PSG.
Yeah,
and then it was Rice. Yeah. Yeah.
I got too excited. But if it's in your ear now, absolute proper schooling from this Paris Saint-Germain midfield again. I think ours and Paris Saint-Germain, two of the best midfields in Europe.
I think so.
Like and even do you have is it Zaire Emery to come off the bench as well, like they did against us in the second leg? Not too bad of substitutions and all that, but even now, Kev, in chat, you're looking at this game here tonight. Just even still with no striker, I still can't believe it's like the second, third year where Arsenal, for some bizarre reason, who spent all that money, haven't gone out and got an absolute number 9, a proper 9 that can get 15 to 20 goals in the Premier League guaranteed.
Yeah,
the fact that they didn't get Ollie Watkins as well, though, Kevin, in the window.
You know, my thing is the amount of Arsenal fans and the amount of United fans and whatnot that slate Liverpool for Darwin Núñez because he was 60 odd million. Yet they pay 70 million for Kai Havertz. United pay 70 million for Highland or something. They pay another 70 million for Xerxes. They pay 70 million for Mason Mount. And because the initial deal was supposed to be 100 million for thing, the focus on Darwin Núñez has been unbelievably unfair because he's reached numbers that have been between 18 and 22 GA every season, whereas their strikers have gotten nowhere near that. Like not even a quarter of that have most of them gotten anywhere near. So, you know, as much as Darwin Núñez mightn't work out in the striker position for us, if you said to me next week that Diaz was leaving and Darwin Núñez was going to be on to be a backup for Gakpo, I'm like, yeah, he's good. He's actually good up the left wing. And we won't have to worry about him scoring goals. Because that was never his problem, is how he'd run that ring. He was actually really good at it. It was just, you know, missing chances. That's how many times has Pate been overturned there and Skelly in this half?
Just swarming them, aren't
they? Yeah.
But it's as you said, but it's ridiculous. If Arteta goes and spends like 50, 60 million on another position other than the striker, like he deserves to be getting Mendes. Man,
what is it? How is this guy playing for PSG? He doesn't. I haven't seen him hit the target. All these shots have been really poor.
Yeah.
If that was Darwin Núñez, there's no people be telling him, get him off. It's just nuts.
Man.
I feel sorry for Darwin, to be honest. I really do.
He just hasn't worked out for him, Buzz, has it? It's
just a third season kind of thing, you know. If he'd pick it up like in his first season, even at Benfica, he was after getting 15 goals or something when he came in. I used to say after that he hit the ground running. He had 39 goals and like a lot of assists and stuff like that as well. And you know, and continued on that. He had a great game against us and the thing. So the potential and the player is there. He just didn't suit the setup because he didn't get the ball early enough under us. And I don't know why. It's another Klopp signing, to be honest with you. And you look at Minamino, who's a Klopp signing. You look at
Barcola, sorry there, Kev. Barcola, Vitinha, collected by David Raya.
You look at these players that were Klopp signings, and as good as a manager as we love Klopp is, he was a poor judge of footballers to sign. He wanted Julian Brandt over Salah, you know, and he was adamant. That's how he had the first falling out with Michael Edwards, really, in that kind of way. And that's where they kind of butted heads. He was like, I need Julian Brandt, and he was like, and Edwards was like, no, more Salah meets the numbers, you know. So, and that's why ever since I've seen that and I've seen all the details on that years ago, I've trusted Michael Edwards 100%. You know, and I'm just sitting there going, it's, you know, Klopp makes these players into worldies, but Edwards spots the potential. And that was like a match made in heaven. And Slot's doing the same thing now. You know, he's just going to carry on there and just play his formation.
Well, Slot's a head coach. He just whoever he gets, he's done. Unless obviously he probably just turned around to the lads about Chiesa and just said, I don't really rate him. He sees him on a week-to-week basis. That's going to be a yellow card.
I think it's a protection thing.
Timber.
To be honest with you, Jack.
Skelly.
Skelly.
Yeah.
I think it's a protection thing for Chiesa. I think they've spotted something that is still a bit tender, and he played 38 games last season. And the fact that we gave him the lengthened contract, because we could have signed Chiesa and gave him 2 years rolling contract, and he would have had it. But instead, he's still here for another 3 years, you know? So that just tells you that they weren't planning to use him much this season, but develop him on and get him stronger again. Kind of like Van Dijk's year after he had his injury, you know, where he came back, but, you know, he came back strong. But, that's brilliant. Vitinha. Oh, brilliant.
Vitinha.
Oh, Vitinha.
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 Oh, wow.
My God. Oh, that was nuts.
He's doing about 5 players in the box. That was like watching
That's
Maradona.
FIFA Streets, was it? Remember the FIFA Streets game, was it?
Oh, yeah, little Messi there. Tell you what, if you turn around, just bent down into the bottom corner, that would have been goal of the century.
That was you know, if he'd have scored that goal, that would have been followed up by a Joey Barton moment into the knee into the side of Aguero's leg, that kind of thing. Like, you know, but he scores the goal and Joey Barton goes on, and knees him in the leg just out of spite, you know.
I see Joey Barton.
Speaking of him, what a whopper!
Absolute whopper, yeah.
What a whopper of a fella. Who says?
I don't know how he gets the airtime.
You didn't win the trophy. You didn't win the trophy. The fans didn't win the trophy. No, that's why we support the team that did win the trophy. You absolute numpty.
Somehow gets the airtime anyway.
But how does he get the airtime? Considering he went to France and tried to speak in a French accent to French people.
No, we done that again this week. I swear he was on Marseille TV. It's just one of them. One of them. But Arsenal need to score in the next 10 minutes here. Got a corner. Arsenal. Another set piece again. Ball in. Donnarumma punched over the bar. They're just nothing without these set pieces, this Arsenal Football Club. Spending 50 million on a manager just to whip balls in from the corners.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a goal kick. Oh, get the camera off that set piece, fella, man. Wow. That's alright. You can take down his mural.
Is that the hairy fella again, is it?
No, that's the Aston Villa one, that one.
Was that fella? Why are we seeing half of these guys?
Like, no one's bothered about set piece takers. We haven't even got one, have we? Like, we would.
And more. I remember talking about a throwing coach, but he was never on camera.
Yes. Well, Arsenal done a mural of a set piece. Chat, what are we saying on that, by the way?
Yeah, they put 3 at the back, and then they showed Odegaard holding the camera in front of him, and then they showed us to the right lifting the Premier League.
No, I hope at the end of the Guard of Honour, we get one of our media lads or girls to just get a camera at the beginning and just
stand in front of Odegaard. Yeah.
At the end of the Guard of Honour with a camera.
Regardless of the results, you know. So hopefully we turn up a bit more this week, because obviously we didn't turn up against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Did you see the cringy Chelsea fella that was doing the interview outside, and he was doing the 3-1 to the bus and the whole lot?
Oh yeah,
and he was doing that, but then it kind of continued on after the clip, and somebody was just saying, even the Chelsea fans were saying, "What are you doing, man? They just won the Premier League."
They're not bothered.
Yeah, they're not bothered. Like,
oh, nice, another deep searching free kick here. Odegaard, ball in, Donnarumma punch. Tell you what, there's another breakaway here for Palace if they didn't get it right.
Yeah. Speaking of Brett's comment there about PSG, it's kind of like history's repeating itself a small bit. You know, Shankly was the man that kind of created a family again at Liverpool and made, you know, the boot room what it was, and created a real feel for the club again. And you know, he won a good few trophies and all of that, but not in comparison to Bob Paisley, who hit the ground running immediately when he came in. I mean, Bob Paisley, I understand how successful Alex Ferguson is, but he didn't beat Bob Paisley's record. I guess 19 trophies in 9 years. You know, that's a savage amount of. That's unprecedented. Nobody's done that. And I get the achievements of Alex Ferguson, obviously, because football to them started in 1982, so those achievements only matter after 1982. So, but Bob Paisley just did it a few years before that, you know, in a 10-year period. So it's absolutely nuts, including 3 European Cups. Like,
He was obviously he was on the coaching staff for 15 years, but he was
oh yeah,
classed as quiet Bob anyway, but the gentle
that's
giant.
what we had to boo him for.
Yeah, gentle giants. Just one of
That's
them
the whole
that
point.
just knew exactly what to do, didn't he? And then Fagan taking over. So yeah.
And you see it with Jurgen Klopp there now, like in that scenario, how he handed the with the song at the when he was there last season at the last game, and he started singing Arne Slot's name. You know, half the fans were singing Jurgen Klopp and half the fans were singing Arne Slot. You know, in between, it was just switching in between them. But it was brilliant then of Arne Slot to acknowledge Jurgen back after he won the league. You know, so that's a passing of that's the way it should be in football. You're passing it on to the next manager. It's like a boot room feeling. It's all of that, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's one of them, lad, isn't it? It's gonna be a case of Arne learning. Yeah, pick up the Scout. Long time no see, lad.
Arne's young, like, you know, compared to how old is Arne's lad? Is he late 30s, early 40s? Is he early 40s?
Quite young and
Let me see. Actually, I didn't check that out because Klopp came in at like 49, nearly 50, 48 or something like that to Liverpool. So, you know, he's leaving at like 57, nearly 60. There's a possibility that Arne Slot could go longer, way longer.
We should have had more scouts, but hopefully, if we get a certain decision in about a couple of months anyway, maybe whatever does come out, scouts.
Only 46, Jack.
Yeah, no, it's not too bad. It's very younger manager you look at here. I think he's the second youngest, is he? Second youngest manager to win the league. I think it was the youngest. Was it Mourinho? I think Mourinho was the youngest manager in the Premier League. Obviously coming from Porto.
I would have been, yeah. I see more black hair with a slight sliver of silver.
Before he got grey. I suppose being a manager of any football club in the Premier League takes it's all right, chat. I know, obviously, we're doing a watchalong here, but Arsenal have done absolutely nothing. This second half.
Is he going to catch him? He still got him. He got him.
Barcola, that's not a foul, referee.
You can't look at the referee when he hasn't touched him. No way.
Saliba. Absolutely panicking there when he got Declan Rice going forward.
It's a good run.
What Saka's got too much under that. Should have just let that fall onto his right boot. But telling you now, Kevin, chat, these are going to get done on the break. What a save!
Donnarumma again.
I suppose
Donnarumma's man of the match for me.
Yeah, for me, Kev, that's one for the cameras. That he should be at least getting that. Just long arms though from the Italian. Thoughts on that save, Kev?
Yeah, it's outstanding. I'm sitting here kind of contemplating like how many. I was trying to look for the stats on Donnarumma to see how many actions he's done throughout the season with regards saving. But that's a phenomenal save. It's not as good as his first half one, but it's almost as good.
Ball in, cleared by Paris. Saka, is that a penalty? No, referee said, and there's a counter attack here. There's a 3-on-2 for Paris Saint-Germain.
Look at him whip it.
Hakimi, Ezra Doué to Hakimi. Hakimi, shot on goalie David Raya. Slight deflection on that. But I'll tell you what, this game's open, Kev.
It's way open.
Absolutely open. It's war of attrition now. Arsenal have got to concentrate now. The biggest 25 minutes of their season. Biggest 25.
Make it interesting if the Arsenal do score. I don't want to say that.
Well, I've seen it last night. Inter Milan looked like they were absolutely knackered, but they got a goal back, and obviously they went on and just spares them on with a little bit more energy, fills the adrenaline. As we know, goals, it's the added saying, no, it's a cliche saying, but they do change games. Just need one, and then a bit of nervousness creeps into that Paris Saint-Germain defence. Ball out to the left. That's poor. That's so poor by Saka.
To look at that VAR.
VAR? What's this for? for a penalty, potentially for Arsenal, I think it is. What does it say in the commentary there, Kev? It was a foul. I can't.
It's
a potential penalty for... I'll tell you what, this is going to be a penalty. They've took the referee to the screen.
Yeah, if he's got to the screen, he's going to give it.
Oh, it's a potential, yeah.
Oh.
Well, what a spot that is. It's going to be a penalty for Paris Saint-Germain. Obviously, sorry, chat, I can only hear Kev, so I'm playing with no... What a spot that is by the official. It's going to be a penalty. Yeah. It is. Paris Saint-Germain.
I'm pretty sure every Arsenal fan on the planet thought that was going to be a review of the one up on the other side of the box.
It's all right, chat. I'll tell you what, that's a great spot.
His hand is too far off from his body. What's he doing to Skelly?
He's waving for the bus there, Skelly.
He didn't mean it, but his hand is too far out. He can't, you shouldn't be there.
Yeah, Arsenal fans can't be complaining about that now. And a goal here now for Paris Saint-Germain would put both feet for the French side into the final against Inter Milan. That's the correct decision, if I'm being honest, chat. And Kev, as Kev said, you can't be having your arm out that far. Yeah, that's exactly what's made no difference. Yeah, 100% there, Scouse. So you'll have Arsenal fans. It's something for them to be whinging about tonight, even though they won't be speaking about their awful performance. Well, awful 2 performances over the 2 legs. So I think it will be Kvaratskhelia, will it, or be Vitinha? I think it might be Vitinha to take this penalty. But as Everest has said there, it's not looking good for our Arsenal, bruv. Hey! Not looking good, bruv.
Yeah, wow.
Come on, Paris. What's David Raya complaining about? What is Vitinha now? Pressure penalty. Well, not really, because it's 2-0 up, but a goal here now for Arsenal. For Paris Saint-Germain, sorry. Would practically eliminate the Gunners from the competition, even with 20 minutes to go, Kev.
Yeah, it's going to be a nail in the coffin here, I think, if it goes in. If Raya can save it, it might give Arsenal hope. When I seen the penalty review, even I thought it was going to go to...
Oh, no, Skelly's off.
Is he? Gives away a penalty and then gets dragged off. Yeah. So it was just a couple of inches with Arteta, isn't it?
Oh, I can't wait to look on Twitter.
2 minutes too late to take him off, and yeah.
Again, enjoy your... Well, they're going to finish third this season, chat, I don't think. So, Vitinha, from the penalty spot, to knock Arsenal out with the Champions League. Vitinha...
What's he walking up that for? What's that?
Oh,
that's terrible! That is awful!
What is he doing?
That's the worst I've ever seen.
It's like me going the bug.
That is a meme for the next 10 years, that thing is. What was he walking? It's the way he was walking up as well. He was like some sort of Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, he's just a little tippy tap. That is the worst penalty I've ever seen in my life.
It is.
Chat, what are we saying on that penalty? Oh, were they doing a retake? Oh, I thought they were doing a retake. Is it Dembele coming on? Game over if he is. I think Dembele might be coming on here. Yeah, game over. Game over, Arsenal. You've just the 2-0 up, but I tell you what, Vitinha's going to be getting absolute pelters, even if they do go through from Luis Enrique. But not too bad a substitution here, chat. Kev, Dembele coming on. So yeah, transitionally,
he'll have a bit of fun.
Yeah, he's going to tear them open. He's going to absolutely batter them.
Well, the form that he's in recent months.
The Scouser said there. Yeah, what was that? Exactly. 0 trophies. Yeah, excuse. Bridesmaids, Peace FC. List goes on. I love that. Everest, comment of the night.
Amistad Netflix. Oh, yeah. Oh, of course.
But Trossard has come on here, chat. Trossard and Calaflori.
He's dangerous. I hate Trossard, man. He doesn't get enough game time with Arsenal, but I hate it when he plays against us. I think he's such a dangerous player. He always worries me when he plays.
Remember when he got that hat-trick against us?
Yeah.
Brighton.
Brighton, yeah. He's always had that. He's always been like a bogey player for us. Maybe it's just that because we don't watch him enough with other teams that he's probably crap. But he's just great against us, so yeah.
Yeah, Slifford.
You know,
Maybe a John Teddy slip there, Scouse, maybe, on the penalty.
Calafiori. And with the world talking about him as well. He was going to be the next Virgil van Dijk for them, and he ends up playing most of the time a wing back.
Oh, yeah. So Arteta, what did he spend? 40 million on a left back when he should have actually done it.
More than that, even. It's
I tell you what, Paris Saint-Germain have not even played with a striker here.
Yeah, they haven't.
Oh, look, another game where Odegaard has done absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, after this season, where Arsenal have needed him this season, Kev, for me, he's got the ability, but he just doesn't
he's turning
show
into Jordan Henderson a bit, isn't he? Yeah. It would just more control on the ball. That's it. But I mean, Jordan Henderson in his back passing seasons, he was great. Jordan Henderson was a great captain. We can't deny that. He's been a fantastic captain, and he's had out of his 10 years, he's had probably 2 to 3 phenomenal seasons, except for the year we almost won it. If he wasn't sent off in that game against Man City at the end.
Hakimi!
Yeah, big goal. Yeah. Game over now.
Au revoir. Leaving Paddy. Goodbye, Arsenal.
I love Hakimi, man. I think he's a great player.
What a goal, man. Why has he popped up in the box, but he's absolutely bent that into the bottom corner. Au revoir. Arteta and the Arsenal boys. See you next season. I thought Arsenal were meant to handle this Paris Saint-Germain side because they'd already beat them.
Change the score, Jack.
Oh, sorry, chat. There we go.
Yeah, man. I'm just leaving you now.
Oh, there we go. It is 2-0.
Yeah.
There we go. Do you know any French words, Kev? Polite ones? Do you know any?
Oh, okay. Would you believe I used to speak fairly fluent French when I was in school? Didn't speak it for 20 years and forgot most of it. Just goes to show.
I know bonjour, au revoir. Je voudrais le coca, like 1 Coke, please.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Ce soir. Oh, yeah. I can speak Joey Barton.
Really? Get in there, chap. There we go. No chance, Everest. We will be there. But when
how long before Saka starts limping?
Yeah, it's yeah. Oh yeah, Everest is disappearing to somewhere. We all know where you're going there, Everest. Enjoy it. How did we win here? Harvey Elliott, the diamond lad. Well, we know Scouse and Kev. We all know Alisson Becker. You need a best goalkeeper in the land anyway.
We were tired, like they're a good team and all that, but we were tired.
But I had debates, Kev. I don't know if you've seen it, but chat, have you been following me on X anyway? That like the last month, like all Arsenal fans were going into this like both legs so confident. It was that we've already beat them, but I had to tell them they've developed so much compared to like the team in which like the team we faced a couple of months ago to the team which Arsenal beat in the earlier stages. Yeah, it's night and day really.
Calafiori just nearly did Swan Lake there, and then if the ball was any slower, he went flattened on the face for no reason whatsoever, other than his own feet.
No. Timber, look, Arteta, get back in your technical area there, lad.
Yeah. And you know what, Callum, in saying that, what Callum says there, we're miles better than the side. We are, and we're even average for us at the moment. I think we're just really good side, but I think that there's another 3 years in Liverpool, and we get the right players in, and it's just going to, we won't be as tired as you see at certain elements around March and January, and then again in March and stuff like that,
It's Callum, as we said, take it with a pinch of salt, mate. I might have to do a little video as well after the full sound whistle very quickly. But it'd be interesting Callum. It's an interesting transfer, as Kev's alluded to. Like every Liverpool fan, we'll just all be there. Could you imagine him winning the league title in a Liverpool kit? It'd be his boyhood dream completed within 12 months.
Yeah. It'll be the happiest he's ever won a title.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see why not. Trossard. It's going to go in. It's going to be a goal. Saka scored 2-1.
Oh, is he off? It's a goal.
No, he scored. Yeah.
Oh, there we go, folks.
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Hello. Tell you what, he looked in an offside position there, though, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
The second phase of this, so it's a goal for Arsenal. Well, that's a foul. That's surely got to be a foul on Marquinhos.
I think Marquinhos just did a Calafiore.
That's a foul for me.
We see this now.
He shoved him. There, lad. Chat, this will be getting reviewed anyway. But 15 minutes left to go in this game. And it's just goal stand. Goal stud, chat. So yeah.
I didn't see anything wrong with it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think Marquinhos went down far too easily. There was no real pressure or grabbing done on him or anything. The feet just went from underneath him, kind of similar to Calafiore on the other side, like I said.
Yeah, just need a shut-up shot now, Paris. But, tell you what, fair play. Started lumping balls forward. Arsenal.
Saka nearly got into the second time.
Saka, nearly.
Make it interesting if he gets to 2-2.
Okay, especially a goal in the next 5 minutes. But, yeah. But you know what they're going to do here now, Kevin. Chat's just going to slow down the game. Slow down everything. But yeah, Callum, and obviously I'll do a breaking news show in a little second as well, bud. Anfield Index.
Yeah.
A bit later. I have to speak to the lads. So yeah. That's my lads. Arsenal forward here. Odegaard. Little back heel. Pacho. Long searching ball. But tell you what, Kev and chat. PSG just need to keep hold of the ball. They're panicking now.
They're not really panicking. They're just slow. They think the game is won.
But this is typical of Arsenal in their whole development over the last couple of seasons, though, Kev. Like, especially if you do turn up in the next 5-10 minutes. It's like, where does this Arsenal side been over the space of the 2 legs? You just haven't been showcasing the qualities enough. But
football from Arsenal.
Inside.
How did he miss that?
How's he missed?
How did he miss that?
Saka with a huge miss. He's literally in front, under the bar.
The keeper was getting nowhere near that either. He can't have put him off that much. He's got to be keeping his eye on the ball there, not the keeper.
That is a sitter and an half.
That's a tapping.
Bukayo Saka. Tell you what, if he would have... What's he chat? Arteta, man.
Isn't it? Yeah.
But tell you what, how costly do you reckon that could be, Kev?
You know, once that third aggregate goal went in, I thought the time was over, but Arsenal deciding to turn up no small bit in the last few minutes. Be too little, too late if they don't score right now.
Yeah, big up there, Jack.
Oh my God!
How are we, bud?
Partey. How many times has Partey lost the ball tonight? Well won by Mendy. There you go.
Gonna do them on the counter
Yeah,
attack
Skelly.
here, aren't they? Tell you what, Hakimi, what a fullback, man.
He's got a pace and everything. Go on.
Get back.
Yeah.
Mendes!
Boom.
Straight at
Ooh.
David Raya. Should be putting that in the bottom corner.
Good football. If you get, oh, there you go. He still retains it.
Oh,
That's a free.
Is that Declan Rice? Is he off? Declan Rice?
He's not going to give it. He's not going to give a thing for that. It's too tight for space. No, it's
no,
Marino.
Marino, sorry, there.
Yeah.
No, it's one of them. At least Arsenal have actually come back into the game, Kev. They had to, didn't they?
I mean, the whole story of this after the game is going to be Arsenal fans giving out about that penalty they gave away and something not being given up the other side. But obviously they checked it and it wasn't a penalty. And they didn't show it on the replay either.
Yeah.
But if it is a penalty and they didn't show that, then as a Liverpool fan, I know exactly how they feel. Because the amount of times that's been done to us in the last few years has been nuts.
Yeah.
Could have finished the game by now. The extra there. Ben White coming in.
Where did they be playing him? Up front?
I don't know. And bring him off for Timber.
Oh, what?
Oh! Hakimi again, man.
Tell you what, nearly.
And just bang 70 million at him, get him with it. And he's a bit of a jack of all trades, really, isn't he?
I think he's the most similar to Trent, really.
Oh, I think he's far better than Trent. Besides the right, whatever about shooting with the right foot. I mean, that's the thing, like.
All over the top. Declan Rice. Big opportunity here. Lewis Skelly. Timber, sorry. He finally actually started getting the ball inside, and Odegaard finally has got. Say what if he can keep that in?
Oh, did he keep it in? He did.
Oh, he's
it's touch. He's fast, Hakimi, isn't he?
Yeah, rapid, absolutely rapid. Rapid Senior Pen could have finished the game by now. Potentially, though, whatever this, but that's certainly got to be one of the worst anyway. Shane's laughing at that. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But Timber off, Ben White on. And there we go, Odegaard. He's only turned up over the space of the two legs for the last 15 minutes, Kev, would you say?
Yeah. When Arsenal decided to go forward, I mean, he's probably a victim of that as well, of how Arsenal kind of play. They can come out with all he does, because he was playing well amongst all the passing in the first 3 minutes, but once Arsenal decide not to kind of go forward or succumb, there's too many gaps between their pressure players,
Yeah.
So they can do it for 15, 20 minutes, but if they don't score, then it's another 15 to 20 minutes before they even attempt to do something again.
That caller's off. He looks happy, doesn't he, lads? You're going into the Champions League final.
He will be in the way, like that.
Yeah.
Good final, though. PSG v Inter, if it goes that way.
Two very contrasting sides.
Two teams that we didn't think that we'd be anywhere near the Champions League final this season. That's the whole point. It's been a surprise season. Like, Liverpool absolutely dominated that group stage. Only losing the last game because we'd already got the group one and decided, all right, so we'll just play like a third string squad. There he goes.
Yeah.
Oh, he got through.
Saliba's absolutely missed that.
Yeah.
Paris inside the penalty box. Found Cravat.
Oh.
That's it, lad. Taking him to the corner.
Wasn't honest.
Don't be doing a Yamal last night where he's keeping in the corner. There we go. He's learned from last night. You love to absolutely see it. Because Yamal cost Barcelona last night, didn't he?
Did.
That's a foul.
Oh, it's a free.
Offside. Yeah. Oh, get up.
Calafiori, man.
You're 6'3", lad. You're a big lad.
Yeah.
There we go. And Gravaskins Don't be picking up another silly yellow card.
Why is Kvaratskhelia getting yellow there? Calafiori is the one that was the aggressor, you know?
Ridiculous.
The referee didn't call a foul, he called a goal kick. So he shouldn't be giving Kvaratskhelia just because of the aftermath, because Kvaratskhelia said, what are you on about? What are you on about? Well, he didn't go after him, Calafiori came off there. I don't understand these kind of... There you go, bang, Calafiori into Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia, all right, says, hey, what are you doing? But that's the aggression from Calafiori. He tried to deaden his leg. What's the yellow card for?
Yellow card.
Saka. Did he mout?
Oh, here we go. Where's the real Arsenal coming out? Whinging, moaning. There we go, Saka. Is this your first rodeo, lad?
My camera lagging there, Jack, to you.
Yeah, slightly. Yeah.
Must be the heat in the room. This fan is not working now.
Oh, God. Nearly done anyway. But chat, massive thank you for everyone that's tuned in tonight. Much appreciated.
Let's change it. Go back. Change the camera. Where's this?
Yeah, it's still been a good game, no evidence, isn't it? I think we've been witness last night to one of the greatest European nights we've seen in a very long time, really. It was a very good night of football. Yeah. But just, if you haven't already done so, do drop a like on the video as well. Please do head over to Spider LFC as well. Kev smashed it on YouTube. Not on YouTube, on TikTok as well. So do drop Kev a follow. VCam, whatever that was.
Yeah. It's a bit better. Oh, yeah, the VCam is a virtual camera. You can just change it to that while you're waiting to reset your camera. Very good. Sack across or something. That didn't look like a dive. Yeah. Like I said earlier, he was probably limping and the referee thought he was diving.
Yeah.
That time, innit?
Fabian.
2.5 minutes plus stoppage time. I wonder how much is going to be added on.
But Arteta ball, it was all building up to this, Kev, and they've failed to very much step up. I don't get how they can do it against Real Madrid, but don't do it again. I get it, but it's they're all mouth celebrating after the Real Madrid game.
We should have scored way more against Real Madrid, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think we're at the case this year. We've scored the most goals. You know, we've had the best goal difference or whatever this year, but we've had a lot more from all around the team in goals wise. But imagine if we had a striker in there that was scoring goals. Like, I'm not against Darwin, but he's not scoring enough goals, obviously. But imagine if we did. Because Thomas Delap, or what's his name? Rory Delap, is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh.
Next season, Arsenal can't be reliant on set pieces and being I get it's a big part of it's your game in any football, but when you're so overly reliant, Kev, it's just awful. It
is, yes. It's hard. I couldn't sit down and watch like a whole Liverpool match like that without screaming at from the 30 minute. I'd be screaming saying, "You're going to change the football, lads. Why are we doing set pieces all the time? You know, why are we always looking to the wings and hoping we get a corner or hoping we get a throw in or something like that? No. Should be dominating teams from right around the edge of the box. You should be dominating.
I don't know how Arteta's game has very much digressed. It's went backwards over the last 2 years.
It has.
Arsenal used to be one of the best attacking sides in European football. They used to express themselves, but now it's just...
Arteta might be in danger under some, you know. Remember the talk about him going to Barcelona there last year or whatnot, you know, and then he decided to stay. And
he'll be at Everton in 5 years, lad, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He will be. It's he's got the Everton mentality already. And speaking about Liverpool,
Everton still is some player.
Yeah. There we go. He's been huge. I think if they win the Champions League, I think he's had such a great impact. He's so good, man. Even in that Napoli.
He only came in January, didn't he?
Yeah, January he come in. But he's just a bit similar when we got Diaz a couple of seasons ago. He gave us a very good boost.
Huge impact, yeah.
And obviously we got to the Champions League final that year as well.
5 minutes added on, is it?
Yeah.
Are you able to do that in your scoring?
Yeah. 5 minutes on it, There Where are we? There we go. 5 minutes. Oh, man of the match, Kev. You.
Yeah, I was saying Donnarumma earlier, but I mean, they've all been. I give it to Hakimi, to be honest with you. I thought he was great. Either him or Kvaratskhelia, they were brilliant. Hakimi's been all over the park tonight.
Yeah, that's
So because they've won the game with goals, if it was the thing where they scored a goal and then Donnarumma kept making those saves, I would give it to Donnarumma.
Yeah.
But I'll just go full Roy Keane there and just kind of say he's doing his job. You know what I mean? He's doing his job. What else is he supposed to do? Like,
yeah. That's your job. Go on.
I don't have to put on the accent. I just have to kind of lighten my tone a bit because I'm literally from down the road from. Like, I have Roy Keane's accent. He's just softened it down through the years because of being in Mankland.
Oh, what about... That's poor, though.
Yeah.
That's it. Martinelli was offside. Yeah. I'd give my... João Neves again. Like, João Neves... Like, they finally, Paris Saint-Germain, that's what we said at the top of the show as well, chat. They're going places next year. I think if they win the Champions League, wouldn't surprise me. If they, obviously, Inter Milan, second Champions League final in 5 years.
Yeah.
It will be an interesting final. Two very different contrast of teams. Inter, very defensively solid. I know they've recently just conceded 6 goals, but a phenomenal defensive record. Declan Rice. Get the ball in the box, lad. What's he doing? Odegaard's got no support at all. They're all queuing up in the box, but they're not putting the ball in. What is this? Typical Arsenal. Trying to overplay the possession.
Do you know what, if Arsenal did win this, do you know what the actual perfect truth would be? To say,
Trossard.
Do you know what would have been actually true with their own excuses all season about the league being weak and all of that. This has been the weakest build-up to a Champions League final I've ever seen from teams that you wouldn't expect to be there. Like Liverpool out after dominating, Real Madrid out, Man City not there, Bayern not there. Is that? Oh, sorry. We're back. Hello, you see me now? Yeah. So I'm back in there. It's because I put the mic up too high. Focus on the mic.
The camera's bevied.
It is, yeah. Oh, and then you have
all that.
Yeah, all the main teams have been kind of out of it. With PSG, and that coming into like PSG are meant to be like a semi-strong team, whatever. They're up to get into a final. It's not something they've really done only once. But in the last few years, as you said, Inter Milan have gotten there, and so have PSG. But none of them have won it, so probably it's an appropriate final in this year. But if Arsenal had got there, it would have been a weaker season. So, yeah, that's the way it is. So these things are, The big boys were gone.
It is what it is.
Yes, sir. That just goes to show you, like, that the mentality is not there when they're thinking about the competition that takes 38 games to win in a season.
Well,
take a handful.
Like, we got beat by Red Star Belgrade, didn't we?
Yeah,
the year we won it away. I think did we even win a game away from home in the group stages? I don't think we did in that year.
I don't know what it was. Yeah, we had a weird campaign, but I think it was the next one that we got to the final. We were the first team, is it? Along with Real Madrid or something, to win every single game or something to group. So nobody had done that.
Yeah, Scouse, he's had a fantastic game, but I think that the balance between Paris Saint-Germain's midfield just so good. They've got everyone really. Vitinha, Ruiz, Neves. Yeah. Congratulations. Fair play, Paris. Do deserve it. It should be a very good final. Very good final. But the amount of money that they've put in, I think, even if they don't win it again, Paris Saint-Germain, if they don't win it this season, I think they'll be back next season, certainly for another semi-final.
I think PSG win it this year, Jack. You were on about the defensive sound of Inter Milan. I slightly don't agree. I thought the two teams last night were very poor in defence.
Yeah.
And unless one of them turns up, it looked like tiredness from Inter Milan. There you go.
That's it, full
This year
time.
in the final.
Arsenal doing another bottle job. You love to see it. But congratulations, Paris Saint-Germain. And Arsenal fans that were chatting over these last couple of weeks, we'll beat them. They're not the same size. Enjoy your 6th place in the Champions League or whatever it is. But that's Kev, massive thank you for cheering.
And it won't matter on Sunday, because even if we turn up still bevied for the last couple of weeks, and then we turn up angry, we're still going to enjoy the occasion. We're just sitting there saying, you know, champions. That's just the way it's going to be.
Champions, LA. But there we go, celebration, fireworks. But another season where Arsenal, I just want, we all chat. Do we want Tottenham, especially if Tottenham are against Manchester United?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We want them to win. Could you imagine the absolute scenes?
I'm just not bothered about Spurs fans.
Yeah, imagine the scenes.
Yeah.
But there we go. That's it in. Nice way. But nice one, Steve. Nice one, bud. Kev, when's your next watch along? Is that on?
No, I'm over. I might do a couple of live videos. I'm over for Liverpool Arsenal this weekend. So my last watch along of the season is going to be Brighton next week, and then I'm back over for Crystal Palace. I'll go live as well when we're waiting on the parade and chat on my live and whatnot, like, you know. So we'll see how that gets on. Because I definitely won't be, because I'm on keto, so I won't be drinking. So I'll be enjoying myself a bit. And I'm flying home after the parade, so it'll be a good one, I think. So yeah, you'll see me there. I'll be going live next week for the Brighton last watch along of the season, and then, as I said, live. I'll go a bit live for the around the Palace game and definitely the parade.
Yeah, happy days. So Reds, make sure you tune in Spider LFC as well. Drop Kev a follow on TikTok as well if you do. Follow have TikTok, absolute legends. But chat, massive thank you again, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Much appreciated. Please do check out, obviously, all the socials. And obviously, Anfield Road TV. Absolute legends. And congratulations to Paris Saint-Germain. But for now, Reds.
What's this here? What's this, Jack? What's this? Arsenal tears the battle jobs. See you later.
There we go.